Welcome, viewers, back to Space Haven, where we rejoin Emerson, Jimmy, Madeline, and Tala, the crew of the HSS Horus. Intrepid adventurers cast into space by fate as an apocalypse has destroyed their home planet. They now seek refuge among the stars. Last episode, we escaped a solar flare, traveled to this derelict system, where we explored this derelict. Madeline took quite a bit of damage. She's now recovering in our makeshift sick bay, while the rest of the team sleeps. Taking a look at the status, she still has an open wound. It has 12 more hours before it fully heals. The 3 indicates that it is detracting from her mood. Looks like she has a -9 modifier due to health on her mood. I see. Hold on. -9, -12 energy, -12 safety. Overall mood effect -12. It reduces her working speed and it makes her more likely to have accidents. Likewise, she's experienced an uncomfortable environment, which greatly reduces her comfort. Her energy slightly makes it more likely that she'll have accidents and makes it take longer for her to recover from wounds and stamina, I imagine. Taking a look at her relationships. Her relationship with Emerson and Tala continues to be poor. Her relationship with Jimmy seems to have stabilized at a low negative value. Tala, on the other hand, likes Jimmy as much as Madeline hates him, but doesn't really care for Madeline or Emerson's company. Jimmy is getting along fine with Tala and Emerson, not so much with Madeline. Emerson is getting along okay with Jimmy, but does not respect the women one bit. The tasks we have today are to move this gas scrubber down into the engine bay, because we do have a bit of smoke left over from fires. There's a tiny patch of smoke here, but a significant amount of smoke in the engine bay and some over near the shuttle bay, which also caught fire. The team is waking up. There are some transfer tasks to complete on this derelict here. Going through the status effects on our ship. CO2 levels are safe. O2 levels are good. Now that we have 2 oxygen generators, oxygen is actually pumping through the ship very fast. Comfort levels overall are still relatively negative. We do want to add doors. We did pick up a bunch of infra blocks in trading. I think those are primarily going to go to doors, although it would be nice to get more shielding and perhaps some weapons. We do have an alert that our water is low. It's not actually true. We have some water waiting to be picked up outside of the water generator here. We have plenty of ice, 11 blocks of ice left to turn into water. Our main low resource, though, are base and noble metals, both of which are required to produce the advanced blocks we need in our resource section here. We also are a wee bit low on hyperfuel. We do have enough to make a few jumps, but we have no way of producing more, so that's on the horizon as something we want to look out for. We do have some tasks left to do here, transferring whole blocks, food, an energy cell or 2, and some medical supplies from the ACS Last Argument. There's also another ship in the sector here, the SGS Fool's Errand. SGS apparently stands for the Slavers Guild, so they are the Slavers Guild. They're actually neutral to us, although the relations are quite cordial. They don't have anything we'd like to trade with them right now. They do a bustling trade in human flesh for consumption, which is something we're trying to avoid. We are low on raw chemicals and chemicals in general also. There were chemicals available in the sector with the solar flare, but we're not going back there we're not in a hurry to go back there, I should say. Probably not going back there until we have at least an additional shield. Not really that keen on having the ship burn to a crisp. It is possible to jump in, gather some stuff, and jump back out, but that does end up consuming quite a bit of hyperfuel. So we don't want to have to do that unless there's no way to avoid it. On the map over here, we do see that there is a claimable ship in the neighboring sector. So the current plan is to finish our transfers as soon as possible. In fact, I'm wondering why they're not just hopping on that. Maybe that the priorities are a bit out of whack here. As far as I can tell, the only priority that is going to control whether or not they do transfer. Oops. I don't really like this priority system. The only priority that is going to control whether or not they do transfer is logistics. So I'm going to make sure Madeline has higher logistics than anything else. There's nothing to mine here. As long as logistics are higher than maintenance, she should concentrate on logistics. In fact, everybody is probably doing not much more than logistics and industry right now. There's a lot of logistics jobs to do. I guess what I could do is look, yeah, there's a job here, so I can probably just assign this directly to Madeline and have her do that, right? Let's do that. Madeline, where are you? Please head over. Why can't I assign you? Maybe that person has to be on that ship to be assigned that job. Alright, well, we're not going to worry about that. We will just let it play out on its own under a reasonably high speed. There's a ship jumping in, the incoming Cult of New Haven ship. Once they're here, we'll talk to them and see how they feel about us. Madeline is heading back to sickbay. I guess she's going to keep doing that until her open wound is fully healed. The SGS Fool's Errand did leave the sector. Luckily, I'm happy to see them gone. I don't really appreciate dealing with slavers. Nobody's picking up the water here, despite logistics being a high priority. We are out of chemicals, so we can no longer produce optronics. Alright, the CNHS torpedo bait. CNHS means Cult of New Haven. Hail them and check on our relationships. Check on our relations. Critical resources, water. Come on, people, we do have a pile of water there. Let's get that water task assigned. Tala, you're dealing with that, right? Check out the trade. Looks like Jimmy's going to go hail that other ship. The torpedo bait has raw Hyperium. We'd like that. No metals. What's this? Monster meat. Let's trade them. Let's trade for that Hyperium. I think it's... Let me see. I don't remember offhand, actually. Hyperium. All right, we hailed them. All right, this is actually the best relationship we've had with anybody so far. We're still neutral, but our relationship is 39. That's nice. We're not going to declare war with you right now. We do not have weapons. One of these machines makes hyperfuel. Hyperfuel takes 2 Hyperium to produce 1 hyperfuel. So in other words, if we traded for them, generally we're getting like 5 to 600. Yeah, 624 for hyperfuel. They want 300 for their Hyperium. So trading 2 of these for 1 of these, that's a 24 credit profit, and just isn't really favorable enough to do it. So sorry, we're not really interested in trading with you right now. We'd rather just use that fuel to get somewhere. It does look like somebody's finally heading over there to do the transfers, and that's Emerson. Good. Emerson's going to go to the derelict, finish the transfers. We'll bring that window up just to see the progress that he makes on that. We're not going to follow him around too much, though. He's in a spacesuit on the derelict, picking things up. We're not doing any salvage here. We're just picking up the loose items. That's going to give him some spacesuit fatigue. Spacesuit fatigue. He is a little hungry. Overall moods of people have improved quite a bit since the fires broke out, but they're still a lot lower than our average has been. Except for Tala, who just seems to be happy-go-lucky all around. Tala doesn't seem to care no matter what the environment's like. Let's get rid of that notice. Madeline is no longer in medical care. That's great. We are completely out of base metals now. And we're still getting notices that water is low resource, although strictly because they're not picking up this pile of water that this machine outputs. Maybe there's a way we can improve the priority of that specific logistics task, because we do have quite a bit of ice to produce. We only have room on the floor in front of this for what looks like 4 blocks of water, 4 barrels of water. We're telling them to produce 10. So I'd like a way to just say, this specific logistics task. Let's get somebody on this. Tala, I know you're going on break, but let's get that water. Thank you. She's going to go drop that off. That didn't quite make it not critical. Why are we still getting to prepare? All right, build hypersleep chambers. We need to build hypersleep chamber to get rid of this message. I'm not sure what we're going to see after that. The crew, though, is asleep for the night. Let's take a look at how we did on that transfer so far. Just about done. We still need the hull blocks and the food. Our own food supplies are actually critically low right now. This is the lowest they've been in quite a while. Let's take a look at, feeling a little hungry. So we still have enough to eat, but there's always something to worry about. Plenty of fuel. That's good. We just do not have enough crew. Although I'm afraid that once we do have enough crew, we're not going to have enough food to feed them. We do have room to expand the grow beds, though. Do we have the resources to expand the grow beds? Where do we find grow beds? Food. 2 infra. Sorry, 5 infra. Expanding, adding 2 large grow beds would use all of our infra blocks. Is it worth it? I think maybe adding 1 is worth it. So let's dismantle this. Let's also dismantle the wall. Can't do that till the light's gone. Oh, and let's check how we did with the air scrubbing down here. Looks like all the smoke is out of the ship. Let's move this scrubber back into the grow room. And let's get that grow room, that other grow bed built. Dismantle this erroneous wall piece. I can put more lights on here eventually. Right now, not a higher priority. This grow bed needs that wall to be removed really before we should do it. Nobody's doing the final transfer task, really. Just need the food, people. We really don't have enough food of our own. I suppose the kitchen, we can turn those root vegetables into food fairly easily. I don't think they're too worried about that. Looks like that's essentially what this does. Turn anything into food except for monster or human meat. Yes. Alright, speeding through it one more time. The wall's down. We can put that grow bed in. Alright, while that grow bed is coming up, let's take a look. This one is 2 fruits, 2 vegetables, 1 meat. This one is 2 vegetables, 1 fruit, 1 meat, and a fiber. So I think the final one's going to be meat heavy. Probably 1 fruit, 1 vegetable, 2 meat. Does that make sense? 1 fruit, 1 vegetable, 2 meat. That'll leave us an extra spot. So 2 fruits, 2 meats, 1 vegetable, I think is what we're looking at. Yeah. Yeah. Great. And they are building it quickly. Emerson. I believe that's Emerson. No. Madeline. No. Who? Tala, really? Okay, so Tala is heading over to the other ship to do the final bit of transfers. The bed is complete. We're going to say 2 fruits, 1 vegetable, 2 artificial meats in this grow bed. I don't think there's any advantage or disadvantage to spreading it out like that, having different things grow. Although now that I'm thinking about it, it might make more sense to just dedicate 1 as meat, 1 as fruit, 1 as vegetables in the future. Make it easier to tell what's going on. Maybe once we add a 4th, we'll do that. We're going to have to move this floor node in order to accommodate the other grow bed. So what I think we're going to do is add a wall power node here, move this floor node to the center. Instead of move it, we're probably going to add a new one because I don't want power to go down for any of those beds. Plus, that's kind of a critical central power node. We have plenty of energy blocks. No, we have plenty of it. We do have plenty of energy blocks. So let's do that next. Power, please. Let's add another floor node. Put it right in the middle of all these. I believe that will cover... Yeah, that won't cover this, so... And we're going to need power in here anyway, so let's put a wall power node here. Maybe down here. Maybe, I don't know, wall power nodes just aren't... I don't like how they straddle walls. Okay. It's going to be fine. Let's put one there. And then let's think about a shield. So a new shield. We are short on energy and infra. We need 1 infra and 2 extra energy, probably 3 extra energy. Actually, since we're building a node there. How are we doing on refining energy blocks? Which one of these is energy? This one. Energy blocks are gonna... It looks like we're gonna be able to make at least 1 more. Let's put an order for energy cells here. Let's make 2 additional energy cells. That'll use a couple of our energy rods, but we do have plenty right now. We are done completely out of raw chemicals. The team is in bed. Let's speed up through the night. Take a look at the transfer order. All right, nothing left to transfer except for food. Take a look at the crew status. Night's over. Looks like they did manage to all eat, and except for Jimmy, who someone was mean to, their moods are all fairly high. Taking a look at relationships really quickly just to see if anything's gotten worse. Looks like we're still deteriorating with Madeline, who's now at a -12 with Jimmy. That's the first time that's moved in a while. And the the relationship between Emerson and Jimmy is not getting any worse. That's good. So, I don't know. I think our relationships are what they are. It doesn't look like there's any way to improve those. It's just personality. Bad environment. CO2 warning coming up there. I wonder what that's odd. I guess that's the gas scrubber struggling to take the CO2 out of the environment. Odd. It says it's safe. And we do have a gas scrubber in there. Okay. I'm not sure why that was popping up. So today we want to finish this transfer. Once this transfer is done, we're going to jump finally to that other sector with the claimable ship. Keep that transfer up. Hopefully somebody hops over and finishes that transfer before the end of the day. We'd also like to stretch this hole out a bit. Put in an additional shield. Still need 2 infra, 1 energy to finish that. That other ship we're probably just going to claim and salvage as opposed to claim, and we really don't need an additional ship right now. Let's finish these power links. How do we want to do this? So we want to break this link and link this one up instead. We want to break this link and we can't link that one up. That's okay. We don't need a 2-way link like that. Let's connect this one here. And then let's disconnect this. Let's connect this. There we are. All right, and that lets us dismantle that other node. Oops. which is here. Time is not running. Okay. This one we can dismantle. And we managed to do all that without disrupting power. Great. Do we have enough? Yes, we have everything we need except for that one more energy block. Are we producing one more energy block? I think we are. Here. Yeah, we have an order for 5. And we have, we're going to need another infra block for that. Okay. We can probably assign someone to that job to make sure that happens. Jimmy's already doing it. Fantastic. Speed up time a bit. Would be nice to have a second shield. Also would be nice to finish the symmetry on our ship here. Which means, really, this line here, that's pretty much it, right? Once we get this one in, the ship is symmetric, even though this editor really makes it not look symmetric. Okay, maybe not. This goes out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From that wall, 1, 2, 3. So one more, essentially. That's really, once we do that, we are symmetric. Somebody immediately goes out and does the hull because the crew really loves building a hull. It always seems to prioritize that over anything else. Did we finish those transfers? No. There's still food over there, people. Please get the food. We also have a ship incoming. This is another Android collective ship. Is it a new one? Or the same one that we already saw? Impossible to tell. Ah, it's the Net Pirates Galleon, which I believe is a new ship. Looking for metals? No metals. And we do have meat. We could trade them. Think. No, we do not have any meat. We're growing meat, but we haven't really succeeded at that yet. No problem. Let's take a look at our ability to build this shield. Are we able to do this now? 2 shields is the dream, and we can do it. Alright, I'd like to put it there, but apparently you can't put a shield next to a wall generator. If we put it here, are we in power? No. Great. Alright, so we need to move that wall generator. Or I suppose we could move that wall generator so it's on the other side of the wall. Would that do it? I think it would. Alright, so if we took this and put it on the other wall, that would actually make sense. It doesn't let you do that. I guess I could move it here. That would still keep everything in power. Or I could move it here. Let's do it here. What's that? Did I actually tell it to do that? Doesn't seem like it did. Yes, I did. Okay. So we'll let that move order go through. Take a look at that job. Maybe assign that to someone. Oh, they're sleeping. Okay. Okay, let's rapidly flow through this night. We'll get that moved. We'll add an additional shield, a second shield. It does seem like this whole section here is going to be essentially wasted. Alright, that shield, or sorry, that power node got dismantled, which unfortunately unpowers our hull stabilizer. Interestingly, we don't immediately lose pull from having an unpowered stabilizer. That's good. Let's make sure that job is high priority. The Net Pirates Galleon is gone. Can't select this job because... Oh, that is that job. Okay. Emerson, get on it, buddy. You're not doing anything. Unless Tella was already doing it. Yeah. Why can't I see... There it is. High construction priority. Good. All right, so he's already building it. Great. Despite my best efforts to tell him to do things, they were already doing them. Once that's built, we will select it and link it. And look at that. For the first time ever, or at least in a long time, there are no significant alerts. All it wants them to do is prepare for interstellar travel. Let's throw another shield generator down, because you can't be too shielded. All right, and the question is, do we put it here, or even up here in this corner? Putting it here kind of blocks off travel, blocks off a route in the ship, which I suppose isn't the end of the world, but putting it here makes it symmetric with this, right? If it was symmetric with this, it would be on this line here. That might be pretty. Just take a look at our whole plan there, right? Is to potentially expand those wings out. So that's actually probably the best place to put it. Right there puts it exactly symmetric with the other shield generator, which is, if we put it this way, it's like literally exactly symmetric. And we can put a wall power node up there also. Well, we're committed. I've placed it. We are going to need to power it, because I've placed it in such a way that makes it exactly out of range of our power. So the other one has a wall power grid like this. Let's do the same here. Not sure we're going to have enough energy blocks to make that, so let's make sure we've ordered an energy block, or that we have enough resources to produce one. Energy blocks, yes, we do have the resources to produce one right now. Great. That's probably why the outline is blue and not red. We also have plenty of hull blocks built or available right now. We still have not completed the transfer order here to get those foods, so we're probably just going to forget that. It's amazing how, even though this layout is symmetric on the grid paper, it just does not look remotely symmetric on this isometric view. I suppose the next stage in our ship planning is going to be to expand this bridge out this direction and fill in this area with more systems. I'd like to see a weapon next to these shield generators on both sides. I suppose our sensor array can go in here. Let's let them speed up that build a little bit. I'd like to see this shield get completed. It looks like we finished our transfer. No. Why did... Oh, the transfer's happening now. Okay. Power not linked. Let's make sure to link that up with a nearby node. Emerson is completing, or no, Emerson's just taking a break. Emerson is completing the transfer from the derelict here. Yep, and he should be heading home. Which means as soon as he's back, why are you not coming back? He really likes it over there. He just wants to rest. Okay, as soon as he's back, we can jump to a new system. Let's do that. As soon as he's back. As soon as he's back, we'll do that. I lost track of him. There he is. We can put the jump order in now. Despite him not actually being on board. Just make sure we don't jump until he and that ship are both docked. Tala's going in to prepare. The ship is docking. As soon as it's docked, we will jump. Looks like we're ready. All right, we are approaching our very first claimable ship here. Dropping into hyperspace. Doesn't look like that used any fuel. Maybe it's not until we get to this screen that the fuel use goes. All right, let's get really close to that claimable ship on this side of it. There we are. Yeah, we didn't actually see any hyperfuel used. This is derelict. Interesting. It said claimable, but it looks fairly destroyed. Guess it's just like any other derelict. We have civilians incoming, so that's a... Civilians are a faction that I really wouldn't mind improving relationships with. Improving relations with civilians seems like a wise move. I don't know if they're bigger than any of the other factions, but they don't have any negative connotations. They're not slavers, they're not androids. Really a faction I wouldn't mind having on our side. The team is finishing up for the day. Looks like we are out of energy cells, but we did manage to get enough energy blocks. Let's take a look. Operations. The ship is unstable. Operations is offline. We're not going to do that today. We're going to send them over in the morning. Let's just finish up our standard routine. Hopefully get the second shield generator online. Looks like they're doing their best. I want to see that complete before you guys go to bed tonight. Excellent job there, Emerson. Now it's complaining about insufficient resources because of nothing. Take a look at that shield. Shields are 25. I would have expected that to improve. Ah, yes. So we're now at maximum 50 shields. Good. Meanwhile, the crew sits down for another meal. Madeline immediately tells Emerson what she thinks of him. Doesn't say that someone was mean to him. Someone was mean to Madeline. I see. So they're all being mean to Madeline. Is that it, Madeline? They're mean to you? Sure. Sure, that's why everybody hates you, is because they're mean to you. All right, as the crew goes to bed, that's the end of another episode aboard the HSS Horus. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to doing this again, and I look forward to you viewing this next time. Until then, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.